Looks like a very anxious bird.
A heart.
Sorry?
A heart.
I missed. Okay. Are you able to see my screen? Because something went wrong here.
See the first slide, passion and
It's not in the slide mode. It's in the.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out how to make it.
You can go to the slideshow on top menu and check.
That's what I'm figuring out. I have
The slideshow menu on top. Yeah.
next to home, insert, design, transition, animation, slideshow. Perfect.
wonderful. Thank you.
And now you can say from beginning or from current slide. You can click the button.
Left. Top.
The button below that, the row below that.
Leftmost.
Yes.
Okay, here.
From the beginning.
From beginning. Yeah, the first.
Not
Under
there.
menu. Under menu.
No. Niche.
Left side. Left.
I'm not able to see this. View.
Opposite side. Where you are going?
Opposite.
Left side. Left side.
Under the menu,
Yeah.
you can see.
Leftmost.
Yeah.
Niche. From beginning. Yeah.
No, it's not showing. That's what I'm saying. No?
Oh, it's not.
Toastmaster Shashi,
Yeah,
you forgot your glasses.
Huh? No, I can see still, but anyway, it's not working. That's the problem. I don't know why.
You can give me the remote control. I can see if I can.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
There's something wrong here in my this thing. Okay. So somebody said heart. So sorry about this. Somebody said heart.
Yes, that was me.
I also said anxious canary, but I don't think he heard me.
Okay, so it's basically a day's canary in coal mine. Why did I put this picture? Is most of us working like this in our work environment, and it is not the canary which is into the doing this burnout. It is the toxic situation in the caves and the mines what makes him burn out. Next slide. Yeah, I can do that here also. So what do you see here?
I can see basically humanity going hand in hand with technology and artificial intelligence towards the future.
That's wonderful. Very well captured. So what we are seeing nowadays in the work scenario in workplaces is that the technology has become complex and the working style has become complex, and we are working with machines as of now. AI, you see that AI is how it is taking over most of our decisions. So it is becoming more and more complex. So the complexity also brings along with itself the collaboration, and we are now attuned to collaborate with machines and artificial intelligence and many more things. Virtuality is one part, and augmented reality. So many things are happening now. What it is doing is that it is making the person or the human being more complex in terms of the working environment, and it's also making it more complicated. But we are still, I believe, this is all leading towards a burnout. And however, having said that, I still believe that we are all still human. And to retain that humanness, that retain that our own DNA or our own core values and core soul, if I may say so, we do need to have certain grassroots or anchoring, and that anchor, I believe, in all our working situations comes from the passion. There's only one way, and that I strongly believe we can manage our work and life balance. We can be more blissful, happy in our life, in day-to-day chaos, is if we can attain a strong relationship with our passion, and that will make us away from the burnout. We will be happy, we'll be blissful, but actually living in that passion makes us more strong human being. So I think I will leave it here and introduce the team now. And let's see, we have the team as Ujjawal is our journal Toastmaster. Ujjawal is our journal evaluator. We have a wonderful session of table topic session, which is going to be managed by Francis. And we have first speaker, Toastmaster Bhavana, which will be evaluated by Toastmaster Shyamla. I hope she joins us shortly. And then we have timer as timer Ekta, Toastmaster Ekta, and our counter Toastmaster Priyanka, and Toastmaster Bhavana as a grammarian. So I leave this. I will get back to you with my theme of the session in the next few minutes, I guess, and I hand it over to Toastmaster Ujjawal to take it forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashidhar, sir. So, good morning, all of you, for this amazing session of the Passion Unplugged. So, today I will be the general evaluator for today's meeting, and I have three main work to do. First, to introduce the today's evaluator speech, as Shashidhar sir has already mentioned. We have the speaker Bhavana and Toastmaster Shyamla will evaluate the speech and then introduce the tag team actually. So tag team is nothing but the timer, our counter, and the grammarian, because these are the main three pillars which help all of us to understand that where is our fault and where we need to improve. And in the end, after overall all the meeting, I will give you the overall meeting feedback or the evaluation, how it went. So comes to the tag team. So I may request Toastmaster Ekta, who is taking the timer role. So may I request her to come on stage and give the guidelines as well?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Am I audible? Okay, so we will have speeches, two speeches, and some of the table topic sessions and an evaluation. So how I will, because this is the virtual session, the background will change behind me, and for the speech, once 5 minutes are done, I'll flash the green card. After 6 minutes, the red card, and as soon as the 6 minutes yellow card, and for the 7 minutes red. So you cannot extend more than 20 seconds after the red card. And for the table topic sessions, it would be 1.1 minute for the green card, 1.5 minutes for the yellow card, and 2 minutes for the red card. So if you have any queries further, or if you feel you are extending the speech, you can look at the background. And all the best. Thank you. At the end, I will also speak about timings of each and everybody's speech, evaluation, and table topic sessions, so that you get to know how short or long your speech was.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ekta, for this detailed description about the timer role. Now may I request Toastmaster Priyanka to come and tell about the R counter descriptions.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a counter is to count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you may use when you are speaking on stage. I will observing and taking note of such words as so, like these are filler words that affect the effectiveness of the speech. Please note this interaction generally disrupt the flow of speech. They not only diminish the quality and effectiveness of speech, but also make the speech less interesting. I will present my report when called by the general evaluator. Yeah, back to you, Toastmaster Ujjawal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka, for this amazing description about the counter role. So the most important thing which we look in any speech is the grammar. And today the speaker only is taking the grammarian role. That is a bit challenging also. And for the backup, as Bhavana is also giving the speech today, so I think Francis will take care of the grammar for that time. So
I can do it, Francis, if you need a backup. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Toastmaster Ganesh can take up the role.
Okay, sure.
Entire grammarian role, since he's available. Toastmaster Bhavana, let Toastmaster Ganesh can take it up.
Sure.
Okay. So Ganesh sir, you can just tell about the grammarian guidelines.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, grammar is really the essence of language, and well-spoken grammar really improves the quality of the spoken word. Yeah. So as a grammarian, I'd be looking out for inconsistencies in the language usage, as well as pronunciations, would highlight the great usages of some words, and also point out potential areas for improvement at the end. I'll also introduce the word of the day, and I've just thought about the word fervor, which I'll mention in the chat box, which means an intense feeling or desire. I guess it is in line with our theme. I just say that let's all speak with the fervor of a new Toastmaster at all times. Yeah. So all the very best. I'll come back to you later. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh sir, for explanation about the grammarian role and the tag team and the word of the day. So may I request Sashidhar sir to go ahead and take the proceeding forward.
Okay, wonderful to be here again, and thank you very much, Toastmaster Ujjawal, for such a wonderful introduction and carrying forward the fervor of the day. I believe is the passion, and I 100% sure that whatever I'm going to share will inspire all of you to bring your passion into the front line of your awareness. So here I go again, trying to search and how to start. So now, how many of you can recognize these three wonderful people? Any guesses?
Yeah, Gangnam Style and Dhanush. I don't know the first one.
Oh, that's Pauri Ho Rahi Hai Girl.
She is a Pakistani girl.
Absolutely, and wonderful. So these people, why I have put these people in the front line? Because I personally believe that they have come to be one of the world's most recognized faces. Apart from the Pakistani girl, she was famous almost a year back with her Pari Hori hair style, and they become famous because of their passion. They changed their life because of passion. The Gangnam Style guy was a very great singer in his country, but with this passion, in this particular session of Gangnam Style, he's become world famous. So why this passion? And I'm trying to decode success here of Pari Hori, a girl. What makes her viral? What do you think is the reason for her being viral?
She approached right people. Yashraj Mukote, she approached for making this video.
And moreover, she was very confident while doing this activity, and she was not knowing like what will be the next. She was not knowing that one, but she was just going through her, like whatever she was enjoying, she was going through that.
Right. I agree to both of you. And Francis, you are going to say something, I believe. You switched on your video.
Sorry, I was on mute. So my take on this Party Hori hai is basically she was fully enjoying the moment. Definitely, she was living her life. She was trying to show it to, her social media platform or her followers that she's completely enjoying, and she was sharing a bit of her life. But it is all because of that Yashraj Mukante guy. She became this famous, and it became a new trend in the country. It's all because of him that this became this she became this famous, and it became this entire tag of party ho rahi hai and all the reels and trends. But yeah, she was definitely passionate of what she was doing, and she was trying to show it to her followers or her community.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that, uh, Francis, Toastmasters Francis, and I personally believe that. Okay, so what do you see on the right hand side? What picture is that? Any thoughts on that? No?
Enjoying.
Is that a
Okay.
stadium or a concert? Something like that.
That was her first post
Yeah.
of almost 5 years of doing this. 276 posts. Her name is Dananir, and she is from Pakistan. And she started doing this. That was her first post in 4 years. And after 4 years of perseverance, she came to become this famous. But why she was doing this continuously when she was not even having more than 1,000 or 2,000 followers to begin with? Because of her passion. It is not luck. And that's what I keep saying, that if you have the passion, you can change your life completely. And this was the important component of her success, passion. So if you can think of the first key point, I'm going to share 4 key points on the passion part of it. If you can think of any situation you want to be, and this was done by Williamson. He 1941, I guess he said, if men define situation as real, they are real in their consequences. And that's where, if you are passionate about something and you feel that you are going to use the passion to the next level, it will become real. And this is the way you can create your or manifest your own life beautifully. So you predict, that prediction will change your behavior, that behavior change will result into action, and that action will create the future what you have. And the underlying effect or underlying current or the DNA is the passion. So I sincerely request all of you to pursue your passion. So let me take another minute here, ask all of you, and share your passion. What is your passion? Toastmaster Srinivas, what is your passion?
I don't have any one single passion. There are multiple things that I need to. I have basically a bucket list which I want to accomplish before I'm done. One of the passions is to give public speaking, keep giving public speakings like the spiritual speakers, help people realize what they're here for, help them realize what they're here for, instead of running behind things that don't matter at the end. That's my primary passion. There are many other things. Maybe we'll share it some other time. Thank you, sir.
So, Toastmaster Srinivas, you brought the question that was in the minds of the Vedic culture 5,000 to 10,000 years back. What is the purpose of my existence? And yes, that's a good part. And of course, all the passions what we talked about has got in itself various powerful energy houses. And I'm sure with the kind of fervor you have for Toastmaster, you will become definitely a great speaker. And anyone else want to share their passion? Anyone interesting passions like what Toastmaster Srinivasan has? Anyone?
I'd like to go next.
Yes, Ujjawal, please.
Yes, so according to me, passion is like whatever you do and you will not feel bored of it. According to me, that can be considered as passion. especially for me, cycling also you can say for me is a passion, because anytime you tell me, I can go anywhere with the cycle. So I will be every time ready for that. Yeah, back to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Toastmaster Ujjwal. When you are passionate about something and you're doing this, it is very interesting. Actually, it is the core of passion. If you're doing things what you're passionate about, you will forget time. You will not realize that how much time you spend, because the mind is totally involved, totally aware in that moment itself. So that's something. Actually, it is the litmus test for passion. If you forget time, so that's one. So I will not take much more time. I'm sure that I'm taking more than enough, because I'm really passionate about this, and the kind of fervor I have seeing all you people here listening so beautifully, that I will take more time than required. But let me stop myself here and uh, ask Toastmaster Ujjwal to go ahead with the first speaker.
So I think Toastmaster Bhavana might require a minute, so we can just take one or two response until she's back.
Or yeah,
I can continue this, I guess. Then
yes, please go
another
ahead.
minute. So yeah. So the first key point is, of course, the, just by belief you can change your life, and that belief in your passion will change your life. And I'm 100% sure. My personal experience is that I'm passionate about reading and writing, and with my first book, it totally changed my life. And I'm now have two parallel running things what I'm doing. One as an author, the other as a professional in real estate. So it has changed my life. My passion has changed my life. 3 books and 5 ebooks down the line, I have become totally a different person because of my passion. So let's get back to the next one, the next key point.
So I
Find your
think
passion.
I think Toastmaster Bhavana is back, so we can have this particular section later on.
Okay, cool. So over to you, Toastmaster Ujjwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashi sir. Okay. So now I will request Toastmaster Shyamla ma'am to come on stage and tell about the Bhavana speech description or the objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. So Toastmaster Bhavana is giving her second speech from level 1 from the presentation mastery pathway. And the speech title is Gold Digger. Gold Digger, Toastmaster Bhavana Rao.
Thank you, Shyamla. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. It's as rare to find a pretty woman who feels she doesn't need a rich husband because she believes she can make it all on her own. Sorry, Shyamla?
You're not very audible. Can you come closer to the mic?
I'm actually quite close to the mic. Is this better?
Yeah, you may have to just project a little bit more because there's a lot of echo. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll start from the top again. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. It's as rare to find a pretty woman who feels she doesn't need a rich husband because she believes she can make it all on her own, as it is to find an entrepreneur who is able to completely bootstrap his venture without seeking any external investors. I'm exploring the similarities between each of these categories in 3 phases. Starts with the search phase. While the pretty woman is treading the primrose path to finding a suitable boy, the end goal might be a fancy lifestyle and a place in high society. She has aides. She has her family and her friends to support her in the search and selection process. Similarly, startups also have several timing differences between when they're seeking funding and how much. The more revolutionary the idea is and the more proven the track record of the founders, the faster the funding is sought. Equally, the prettier the woman, the search tends to end faster. Of course, luck tends to play a big role. There is an ardent wish for success in both categories. The founders, investors, and family wish for success in this pursuit. The founders and investors have stake or ownership in these companies, and they would seek dividends from the profits that the company earns. Whereas the family of the pretty woman, not necessarily material gain is sought, but more the pride and the upliftment of the tribe is what they seek. Then comes the second phase, seduction. While the woman is keeping up her appearances, grooming herself to seduce her prospect, the wisdom to coerce comes about quite naturally. She wins over her family, wins over the prospect's family and friends with wit, charm, and a smile. She's unearthing some skeletons in the closet to really figure out if this person is really as rich as he ought to be, all while keeping her options completely open. This is very similar to an entrepreneur who's papering up his investment decks, showcasing his unique strengths, keeping in mind his team capability, projecting a stable business plan, and enticing investors with a beautiful exit promise, all while talking to multiple fund houses, pursuing whether the strategic fitment is right, and doing the preliminary due diligence of whether this fund house is really stable and capable of meeting its goals. This ends in an engagement, or potentially for the pretty woman, and for an entrepreneur, it ends in a term sheet. Next, capture. The phase of capture for a pretty woman could be precluded by a smart prospect by entering into a prenuptial agreement, which can then be followed by the wedding. In the case of an investor and an entrepreneur, they have to complete their due diligence process, and only once that's signed off, with placing significant conditions precedent, they will then enter a master shareholder agreement. But once the fat lady sings and all the funds are done, they will seek the next round of funding with a more exorbitant valuation. And all this continues until an exit or a divorce. They are pretty much stuck with each other. All of this started with my exploration of the startup investment ecosystem. I felt exploring this analogy was interesting. Not that there aren't any male gold diggers, but I felt maybe startups are the biggest. But I augur to believe that pretty women like me, standing up on their own 2 feet, exist and are able to achieve their own dreams. Thank you.
So that is a very great speech by Toastmaster Bhavana. It is a great analogy. It is quite interesting to see your perspective. Yeah, I'm still laughing about the fact that you took the analogy and you did it really well. Yeah, Toastmaster Shashidhar, you can take it over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. I think my connection went off again. So from the backup, I'm here to all of you. So it was good to have the backup and continue. So I believe that since my laptop is on the hibernation mode, trying to boot up again fervently, as Toastmaster Ganesh said the word of the day. And I invite, we will go for the evaluation later, I believe. And so I invite Toastmaster, table topic master, Toastmaster Francis to take up to the next session. Over to you, Toastmaster Francis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashidhar, for calling me up to organize the table topic session. So the theme, Passion Unplugged, is a very interesting theme. It has, different dimensions. Every single person probably has a different side from which they would be talking about it. So it would be pretty interesting to see, our perspectives on passion itself. So what I'll be doing today is I'll be putting one question, I'll be taking a couple of responses, and then we'll be moving to the next question. I don't want to give different questions to everybody because passion itself, there is a lot to explore, different angles. So yeah, let's try, exploring the various angles from all of us. And we have pretty much enough time to cover all of us. So all the members will be getting an opportunity to speak. So yeah, moving on to the first question. So I'll just put the question forward because it's not on the spot anyways. So I'll put the question. The first one is, what does passion mean to you? And what are some of the biggest life decisions that you have made purely because of your passion? So we can get around 3 to 4 response for this. If you want, I can repeat it. What does passion truly mean to you? What is passion truly mean to you? And what are some of your life decisions you have taken purely because of your passion? So who would like to go for this question?
I can.
Sure, go ahead.
Toastmaster Shashi has already mentioned. Passion is something that you believe it will do something good for you or good for everybody, good for the ecosystem. Something you realize that this passion will make you happy. Anything that you do that makes you happy, keeps you busy, keeps you healthy. It can be many reasons why you are passionate about something. Basically, your childhood upbringing, they decide what is going to be your passion. Maybe sometimes your forefathers or parents, whatever they've not achieved, you want to do that. That takes you to the passion. But without passion, people cannot even get up from the bed, get out of the bed. You need to have passion. Everybody needs to have passion, whatever it can be. It can be monetary, or it can be something that will add value to you or to the society. For me, my parents have not been very well educated. They're farmers. My mother repented every day, every hour that she has not studied well enough. And she was not independent because she was not studied well. She didn't have a government job or a stable job. So she repented her not pursuing the education every day. And she has put that thoughts into me every minute for life. So I lived, education was my only passion till 30 years. I didn't even work for almost till 30. I was not working. Even when I got married, I wasn't working. I was lucky to get a wife who willing to get married to an unemployed person. Education was my only passion. And I feel if every mother believes that education, if they educate their kids, give the importance of education, let them realize the importance of education, the world is going to be much more happier, more peaceful.
Well, that was a great response to Master Srinivas. That is very interesting to know. And it's 100% true. So great speech. So who would like to go next?
I'd like to go next.
Sure, go ahead, Vishnu.
Just like Toastmaster Senior said, passion is something,
We are not able to clearly hear you. Probably you can talk a little louder, or...
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are.
No, just like Toastmaster Senior said, passion is something that will make you, when you do something, but don't feel like you're working every day. In my case, even my parents were not very well educated. So the only thing they always forced me was to study, study, study. So I was always in the race of just studying. And when I reached like 12th or graduate, I decided like what's next, what to study more so that I can get a high paying job. And I decided like seeing my friends, I decided let's do chartered accountancy. It was not really something that I wanted to do out of my passion, but it was something that would help have a good career and help my parents. And CA took like 5 years, and once I cleared my CA and landed a good job, and I'm like in the rat race, working every day like 8, 9, 10 hours, and then spend the weekends just enjoying. It feels like this is not something you want to do for the rest of your life. So as part of my passion, I always have had an idea on focusing on being a fitness trainer. I always had like a passion on being like whenever I hit the gym, I spend a lot of time there. So I was thinking like why not to turn this into a real time thing. So I'm working on taking some courses on this, and eventually took my career to this. So that's about passion for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu. We got to have a quick introduction about you based on the theme passion. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah. So anybody else who wants to take up this topic?
Francis, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Toastmaster Ashish.
Yeah. So when I think of passion, I also think of purpose. I feel passion and purpose kind of go together. Passion is this intense feeling or desire to want to do something. It's more of the what, and purpose is why you want to do it, right? There's some kind of a meaning behind it, a purpose behind it. And I feel, passion and purpose intersect. And passion, like any intense feeling, like any intense emotion, I feel it needs to be nurtured, because if you don't nurture it, eventually the passion dies off. And I think that nurturing happens by, for me at least, it happens with three attributes that need to be present. One is inspiration. I need to be inspired and I need to love what I'm doing. That continues the passion. The second is growth. I need to feel a sense that I'm continuing to grow if I'm doing something. And the third is contribution. That means I need to feel that in some way I'm contributing towards society or towards community, towards something. And if any of one of these ingredients falls off, then eventually the passion kind of starts dying down. And as far as my own passions, I think that's changed as I've gone in life. Earlier, when I was small, it used to be more like solving things, tinkering. I've blown up many things in my house, broken things, because I used to just love opening it up, figuring things out. As I got older, then technology was a passion, and outdoor activities like adventures, so seeking adventures, all kinds of stuff. Then it went into more meaningful stuff like coaching and other things, where I wanted to be able to help people in their journey, to help them get what they want in life. And recently, as I've gone more onto the spiritual kind of path, meditation, yoga, and being able to spread the knowledge and the wisdom that every person has everything that they need within them, and that they're really powerful and they can really achieve what they want and also find purpose and meaning at the same time. So that's kind of been my journey. Yeah.
So that is a great answer. You brought passion and purpose together. So that is a very great combination. And I have a very interesting question, based on this combination. And yeah, so we'll come to that question later, but I can see a lot many of these hands raised. Ekta, do you want to take up the same topic? We'll have just one more. Yeah.
Okay. So I would relate my passion to this passion here. So from my childhood, I've observed that when I sleep, nobody can wake me up. So if I can sleep properly, leaving the whole world behind, if I can meditate properly, forgetting everything, if I can eat as if this is my last meal, then I can be passionate about anything. So I have a lot of passions, but only because I can rest well. That's it.
Okay. So yeah, so that was a great answer. So yeah, I'll put the next question forward. So then people who would like to take up this, or anybody who wants to talk about this, Toastmaster Mala, I saw your hand up. Do you want to talk about this?
Toastmaster Bhavana also wanted to say something.
Oh, no. I'm good. I was just cheering everybody on.
Okay. So Toastmaster Mala, do you want to talk about the same topic, or can I put the next topic?
Maybe we can go to the next topic.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just read out the next topic. It's basically a quote, and you can give your thoughts about the quote. A great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion, not position. Yeah, Toastmaster Mala, you can take up this topic. Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so the topic is a great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion and not position.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. When we look at examples in this world which have changed the course of history, whether it is Rosa Parks or that girl who plugged the dam in Denmark, to avoid the floods, or even examples much more closer to home, where people have fought for uh, for the rights to raise awareness, environmental awareness. A lot of these leaders, in the right sense of the word, did not have a position. They were not the richest and the most well-known in the world. They started a movement. They made the change because they truly followed their passion about something, about what they thought was strong, what they believed to be the right thing to do, and they stuck to the integrity and to the beliefs, even though times when they were persecuted for that purpose. So yes, truly the passion is what drives vision and not position, because there are many in the top positions, but are they making a change? Are they living up to are they really living up to the vision? Are they living up to the integrity of the positions? That is yet to be evaluated. So passion, as Toastmaster Shashi mentioned, passion is what drives success. And even if it is not successful, passion is what will drive the satisfaction at the end of the day, to know that you have given your best and to know that you have truly lived your time. Thank you.
Sorry, I was on mute. So thank you, Toastmaster Mala, for your answer. So just to bring it out, so Toastmaster Mala was the founder of our Meadows Toastmasters Club. It's been a very long time since we've seen her in our meetings, but she is the reason our club, Meadows Toastmasters Club, was actually, introduced into this community. So great work, Toastmaster Mala. So moving on, does anybody want to talk about the same topic? Basically, a leader, his vision is fulfilled because of passion and not position. Who else wants to talk about this?
Francis,
Everybody has to talk. So yeah,
I will go
yes,
next.
go ahead.
Francis, can you just repeat the question once again?
Yeah. So the question is: a great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion and not position.
Thank you, Francis, for repeating this quote. Yeah, whatever leaders you see, because we all in this meeting also we have good leaders. It's all comes with a passion to do something. If it is, and it is not actually personal. All the leaders have somewhere have the passion that let's bring something and bring something to the society. Because if you see in a corporate life as well, whatever you do, if it is a leader, they are doing it for the company, and that company will directly impact the society. Yeah. And apart from that, there are I have faced some of my team members who are like, they used to tell me the leaders, but their way of interacting with the people are very bad. So it's all depend upon the personal experience as well as their thoughts. Yeah, Francis, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. So if anybody wants to, great response, great answer to the question. Yeah, moving forward, anybody else who wants to talk about this, or I can give a slightly updated version of the same question? Okay, so yeah, I'll go for it. I'll go for the new question. So the question is, any team or any startup or any leader, right? Probably there are two ways for him to lead the entire team. Probably he can just give out tasks and get it done, or there's another way to actually motivate the entire team, put the passion, put the the reason why they're doing it, the passion, and introduce a bit of passion of what their final goal is, and motivate the entire team towards the success, or just get the tasks done by giving it out. So it's most probably the second reason, second part, that is putting forward like an interest, passion, and the purpose of the entire organization forward to keep the community together and move forward. So what is your thoughts about putting forward interest, passion, purpose, all of it together, and taking forward a team, rather than just not focusing on all of this and just focusing on implementation and getting tasks done? Yeah, it's a long question, but yeah, Ekta, do you want to go for it?
Yes, I want to. So okay, can someone keep my timing? I will not keep my
Sure,
timing.
I'll do it.
Okay. So I believe that I have observed this from my childhood. There are very less inspirational people that I look forward to. So those are not the people who speak good or make sure that their team is good. Those are the people who walk the talk. Those are the same kind of people who don't speak much, but their actions inspire everyone. So I have observed, especially in my company, whenever we want to do some activity, people don't choose a project to work under, people choose the person to work under. So I feel passion is important and skills are important to drive people, but your presence is more important than anything else. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ekta. That was a great answer. I would like to listen to an answer from Toastmaster Shyamla. And also probably because she is leading a lot of teams, so I would like to know how she focuses on keeping the team together and implementing all the tasks that is at hand.
Toastmaster Francis, I'll take the next question.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry, you would like to skip the question?
I would take the next question.
Okay, we'll take the next question. Okay. So anyway, I want to get a few more answers for this question. Apoorv, do you want to go for this? Apoorv and Toastmaster Ganesh, both of you can take this question now.
Yeah, Apoorv, go ahead.
We are not able to hear you, Apoorv. Not sure why, but we are unable to hear you, Apoorv.
Apoorv, remove the headphone. Maybe because of that it happens.
Yeah, so I think Apoorv has told you guys can move on to the next person. So Toastmaster Ganesh, do you want to talk?
Yeah, sure. I think the question was related to the sense of purpose and the overall vision, right?
Yes.
And whether the tasks are better implemented in terms of giving out the task or asking why you want to do it. Yeah. So I think this alludes to really what somebody said about passion with purpose. So I think if you're knowing what the end objective is and how you're able to contribute to that, that is the best motivator for all. Yeah. Like they say, a bricklayer can be laying bricks, but if he feels that he's building a temple or a school, the motivation level is far different than when he feels that he's laying bricks. And similar examples everywhere. So I think the most important thing is to identify with the vision that the leader sets out. So it's absolutely imperative to get the larger picture, the wider perspective on what each one is contributing. That I think is the first step for motivation. And then comes, of course, if the motivation level and your passions and all of this, the sense of purpose, they intersect, then it's really magic. So as a leader, definitely putting out tasks can get the task done, but the task will be done much more beautifully and the results will be much more magical. And it would be really like an icing on the cake if the purpose is explained and people know why they are doing it.
Okay. So yeah, that was a great, icing on top of the theme to, actually understand how passion and purpose goes together. So I'll put the next question forward and a couple of you can take it up. So the next question is, some people say that, I do this particular thing for work and these are other things that I do as a hobby or as a passion. So why do they actually make a discrimination between work, and why do they do this job, work and passion, hobby as a separate two things? Why don't they completely focus on passion, spend a lot more time on that, and become more proficient and more experienced and kind of more expertised in that particular field? And why don't they convert that hobby into some kind of revenue or income, and take forward their life in a passionate way? Why simply do work and passion? So yeah, so this is a thought which I would like to get you response for. Apoorv, I can see your hand up. Do you want to talk?
Is my audio good now?
Yeah, we can
Perfect. Cool. So long ago, I remember looking at a Venn diagram. It's got things you are good at, things that make you money, and things you are passionate about, right? One of the things I believe that many people do not want to convert their passions into, let's say, a full-scale hobby is because it generally doesn't pay as much. Okay, so I'll give an example. I love trekking and I love video games. Both of my hobbies don't really pay much in the real world, right? And reading books. I mean, no one's gonna pay me to read books, right? So that's where this thing comes in, like why people are not able to convert. Now, there are ways to actually marry your passion and things that make money together. For example, this is where the artists of the world come in, right? People who want to play guitar and who want to open a band. Like people like Toastmaster Deepa, who loves speeches and stuff, and she actually made a career out of it, right? On the other hand, there's another thought process that I like. So one of the greatest guitarists in the world is actually not even in a band or anything. Right? So he was actually, because he's an amazing teacher, people took his interview at one point of time and asked him like, hey, why don't you join a band and, make like $1 million a month? He's like, and the answer that he gave was something that sticks to me to this day. Like, if I do this for work, what am I going to do for fun? Okay, so the question is, all of us, let's say, why do we need those 2 weekends, 2 days of the weekend to kind of chillax, to kind of come out of our entire brain working logical phase, right? So you're going pedal to the metal 9 to 6 every day, and then Fridays and Saturdays you let your brain switch off and come back to its normal state. So if any of you have read the book Flow by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, he talks about this. He talks about putting a lot of effort once and then letting your brain sleep, come back to its normal state. You work like 16 hours a day, your brain's active 16 hours a day, but does need that 8 hours of rest to help remove all the toxins and waste. So which is why marrying passion, work, and all that stuff together to all of us doesn't make sense. To some people who can actually maintain the balance, it would make great sense. But I know for me, it would not. So thank you, and over to you, TDM Francis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv. That was a very good answer. That was like a perfect answer to what the question that I had put forward. So that's a very good perspective to look at that from. So Priyanka, do you want to go for the same question?
Good morning, Toastmaster Francis. Yeah, the question is really I want to speak about. Like first thing, I feel that passion, to recognize passion, you need to try lots of things. Like you are like from childhood, we study a particular thing, so we like something and we go beyond that and we make career out of it. Some after doing job for some time, so you realize no, this is the thing, okay, earning us money and all, but there is lots of other things we wanted to do that we can't explore in like as maybe we don't get enough opportunity or enough knowledge or enough encouragement, so we didn't get what can I say, like we don't explore lots of things, and we don't have much, like when we grow up, we develop lots of what can I say, maturity also, like what we can go to forward and all. For me, I think for me, the passion is like, now I like fitness so much, like I am so much into fitness, but I am not sure it will be my lifelong thing or not. like I am consistent about that. Diet, I am consistent about that, but I like traveling. I like so many things, but I am not sure if I can make as I am very much confident about my work, what I am earning on. So, and whenever I want, I got bored, I can like go to the passion and refresh myself. So that's all.
Yeah. That is a great answer, Toastmaster Priyanka. I completely agree with that. So since we're short of time, I would like to quickly wind up this table topic session. I hope we have received a lot of these responses, which made a lot of sense, starting from education to taking passion and hobby as something to relax. We learned a lot of different perspectives. So great table topic session. I would like to hand it over to Toastmaster Shashidhar. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. Wonderful. And I will take up the what Apoorv was saying. Apoorv, whenever he speaks, he brings in such a interesting stuff. So Apoorv, I must learn from you the Venn diagram, what you do, what you earn, and what you're passionate about. So I will leave it to you. I will have some session with you how to make my passion into a professional, full-time profession. So I will get back to you. And we have very passionate people here. Like for example, Shyamla, she does such amazing stuff. A, she's a very great speaker. B, she's so much involved with the diversity that it is inspiring, and she's managing this together along with her huge job responsibility. So people are like that, and my passion, I personally believe the passion should be taken to the next level only when you are totally inspired by it. Because I write for not for any professional reasons. I write if I can inspire one single person to go back to our Vedic culture and learn from them. There's so much huge amount of knowledge there. So that's my goal for my passion, and it has changed me completely. So that's how it is. And I will not take much time before I ask Toastmaster Shamla to evaluate Toastmaster Bhavana's speech. Just let me share my presentation. I will not take more than 3 minutes on this as of now. I really wanted to share this particular key point to find your passion, focus on it. And I had been fortunate. How many of you can? Okay, I have written the name there. This is the Iron Maiden slide. And how many of you can recognize the key? I'm sure that the guitarist, famous guitarist, passionate about that is our friend Apoorv. He must be recognizing this guy. Apoorv, right? Or anyway, I will not put you in the corner. It's a Bruce Dickinson. And I had spent all. So he is the iconic singer, guitarist, and amazing person. I had a chance to spend 2 days with him in Mumbai when he was here in 2014 or 15. No, he was 2016 or 17 in Mumbai. And this guy is iconic. He's a legend, and not because of the way he works, the way he sings, the way he becomes, a kind of a cult following he has. He's also a very simple person at heart because of his passion he changes, and his passion is not only singing or playing or to the galleries. He came and we were giving speech to around 600 bloggers at that particular time. He was speaking about his passion, and his passion is creating businesses. And very simple guy. He still has this. If you see, this is a Motorola mobile he has at that point in time. He was very much focused. The singing was his profession, but his passion was to create business, and that's what he talked about, and it was amazing. So and this is what I'm trying to tell all of you: focus all your energies on the things what you do. And his what interesting stuff he said at that point of time: life is too short to waste doing things you don't love. And that's amazing stuff to do. So choose to be the one who do things what you love doing. And that of course involves a lot of things, remove the fluff, time management, and other stuff. And the third key point, I would like to bring this. How many of you can recognize this photograph? This particular photograph, the center one, is the particular photograph was viral in 2014. It has got millions of hits. This girl, Laura Williams, was at that point of time 18 years old, and she was in her grandmother's backyard, took the permission to take this beautiful framed mirror to take photographs. Why I'm sharing this? Because of her passion and perseverance to take this picture, which became kind of viral in 2014. And it also led her to be, right now, she is a great photographer. She has her own studio in London. She's a wedding photographer. She's a very creative person. This particular passion of hers, which was from the 7 years old of becoming an artist, and 10 years, at the age of 10 years, she wanted to become a photographer. She pursued, and this particular photograph in the backup yard of her grandma's, she took 256 times this picture because of passion. And then she got the final picture, which became viral. She opened her, at that time it was Flickr, I guess, or Tumblr. That time she put this and went to sleep. When she came back, it was 2000 hits and 2000 shares. And when again she opened after 1 hour, it was 3000 shares and become viral because of passion. If you don't have passion, you will not keep on doing this thing again and again, putting the camera the way she was doing, putting the camera, put the timer, goes back, sits on in the lotus position, take the mirror in there and see the picture, go back. And at that time, the technology was so great. So go back and check and then do, and then went to her studio, cleaned it up and made it such a wonderful thing. The third point, find your passion. It only requires perseverance. Even though you have a passion, you can also burn out through the passion if you don't have the perseverance. And that's what, so I'm sharing some of the very people who has inspired me. Captain Raghuraman, I don't know how many of you know him. His Josh talk is very famous. He is my childhood mentor. He's my actually very good friend. We were neighbors in Delhi, and he kind of inspired me to be what I am. And he's the guy who actually showed me, Apoorva, the Bruce Lee pictures, in the backyard of our room. People used to bring the video and this thing, what do you call, the cassettes, and then we used to see Bruce Lee movies. This particular person from the school, a very normal school, he was passionate about what he was doing. He became a great soldier. He went to Israel only through passion and perseverance. He was very mediocre student. All of us were studying. He was very mediocre, but the perseverance he kept at it. And now he's he's a global, he's a board of governance in Adani now. He was the Mahindra's, the security CEO. He's the person who created the NAT grid, which is the backbone of all your UPIs, everything. 5 years he was handling that. Only perseverance. He was a very normal person. Only perseverance. Single-minded. He predicted, he inspired me to become what I am today. He was the person who gave me the books in English to read. Such amazing books he gave. So that's what it is. And the final key point is awareness. If you're not aware about your people, so these are the amazing set of people who has, I'm sharing my own things because I believe that becomes powerful when you share this of your personal experience. So there's amazing set of people who has inspired me, who has told me passion can only be found from your own awareness of your time, what you spend. Right now, I am here with you completely 100% here. Most of people don't do that. Most of people be on the past or in the future, worried about past and worried about future. So we don't live. So if you can become aware, Jiddu Krishnamurti has said this beautifully, that if you are not spending your 100% in the moment, you're only living half life. So beyond this, I have one final slide to share. Don't worry, just be happy. Over to you, Toastmaster Shyamla, to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Bhuna's wonderful speech. And Toastmaster Bhuna, I must say this because I saw you speaking. The beautiful composition or the comparison between two interesting things, which of course Toastmaster Shyamla will talk about. But the most interesting thing was that the mischievous smile what you had, thinking that this is what you're going to say and everybody's going to love it. I absolutely agree with you. That smile was what made my day for today. Over to you, Toastmaster Shyamla.
Toastmaster Sashi, I think you should invite Toastmaster Ujjawal to generally.
Oh, sorry, Bhavana. Oh, so sorry, Toastmaster Ujjawal, over to you. I'm so sorry, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Am I audible clearly?
You are.
Yeah, sure. So thank you, Toastmaster Sashidhar, for this amazing theme, especially the passion unplugged. So now let's come to the third and the most important session is the evaluation session, where today Toastmaster Shyamla ma'am will evaluate our speaker Bhavana. So Shyamla ma'am, stage is yours. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Toastmaster Bhavana, amazing speech. And the fervor that you brought along with it was just impeccable. And I know that you have your attention divided with 1,000 things, especially with your baby. But regardless, your passion shone through and you were relentless in your pursuit of landing the speech. Bang on. So thank you for that. I'm not going to really comment on the content because the content is totally your prerogative. But I must say I thoroughly enjoyed the similarities that you drew between a rich, pretty woman and startups. And I have a background of alternative investments, specifically hedge fund and private equity. So I could completely understand and relate when you were talking about the different rounds of funding. Some things that I would like for you to challenge yourself on. One is eye contact. I'm sure that if this was a live session, you would not have had a challenge. But since this is an online session, I would invite you to look into the camera. Therefore, all of us feel that you're talking to us and you're connected. Secondly, a greater use of the stage. Instead of sitting, if you were able to stand and move a bit, it would have, we could have seen your body language. And those are the only two submissions from my end to challenge yourself. And I absolutely loved the ending. It was a punch. And yes, pretty woman, you rock. The world is yours.
Thank you, Shyamla. Thank you. Thank you, Ashish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyamla ma'am, for this amazing evaluation on Bhavana's speech. Especially, I would like to say, Bhavana, your speech is actually very good. Means like I have heard each and every line. It is actually awesome. And the vocal, it's my thought that the vocal clarity which you have, I haven't seen. Seriously, I'm telling. So now let's come to the most important part is the tag team. So tag team, please be ready. And now first I will request Toastmaster Ekta to come and share the timing reports.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. So I'll first talk about Toastmaster Bhavana. She gave her speech. It was 4 minutes 40 seconds, so within time. And then we moved on to the table topic sessions. So Toastmaster Srinivas spoke for 1 minute 45 seconds within time. Toastmaster Vishnu, 1 minute 30 seconds within time. Toastmaster Ashish, 2 minutes on time. And Toastmaster Mala, 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Ujjawal, 1 minute 13 seconds. I couldn't note down my time. I'll skip myself. Toastmaster Ganesh, 1 minute 5 seconds. And Toastmaster Apoorv extended a little bit, 2 minutes 6 seconds. And Toastmaster Priyanka, 2 minutes 2 seconds. So yeah, I think only these people spoke till now, and thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Ujjawal.
Thank you, Ekta, for this timing details what you have mentioned, because most of the people are within the time. Now may I request request Priyanka to go ahead and show us the counter report.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Shall I share my screen?
Yeah, sure. I think you have the access, right?
Just a minute. Yeah, can you see? Hello?
We can see, but it's too small. You have to zoom it. Zoom in.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So here is the counter report. Team Sashi, Toastmaster Sashi is 7, I feel, and there is some more filler words like I believed. I feel it used much, and okay. Just a minute. Toastmaster Francis, I found few and so. Then Bhavana, for prepared speech, I found like 11 hours and a few ands for and but some. And for Toastmaster Francis, few hours, 4 hours and 3 shows, and I see probably you used a few times. Toastmaster Srinivas, okay, I did not. Toastmaster Vishnu, I found some one, but no hours. Toastmaster Ashish, I found 5 hours, and I think a few times. Toastmaster Ekta, like 1 times. Toastmaster Mala also like 1 times, no hours. Toastmaster Ujjawal a few times asked, 6 times asked, and so few times likes. This kind of words I found. Okay, Ekta, Toastmaster Ekta few hours and few so and but. Toastmaster Apoorv 1 hour, and Ganesh, Toastmaster Ganesh 1 hour and some hands and few I think. And Toastmaster Shyamla, there is like 3 hours and 2 hands. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka, for this detailed explanation about all the counter, whatever we did. It's like a result that whether we have passed it or not, actually. So now the third is the grammarian role, which is taken over by Toastmaster Ganesh sir. Sir, so stage is yours.
Thanks, Toastmaster Ujjawal. So great fervor in the meeting today. Starting with the passion of TMOD as well. I haven't been very diligent in capturing, and a bit of multitasking prevented me from making the Excel sheet. So very few technical errors, which I'm going to completely gloss over. So I'm just going to mention the highlights and the good usage and good words or vocab, which has been demonstrated. With Toastmaster Shashi, perseverance. And I like the phrase, the litmus test, that was great. From Toastmaster Bhavana, bootstrap investments, yes. Revolutionary ideas, ardent, words like ardent, coerce, enticing, and precluded, they were the highlights. Also the phrase strategic fitment, though it has been a bit overused in the corporate world nowadays. From Toastmaster Vishnu, rat race is another phrase, and sustaining. Toastmaster Ashish, passion with purpose, something that I'll remember always. Nurture and attributes. And from Toastmaster Shyamla, impeccable, relentless, and that was bang on. That's it from me. Back to you, Toastmaster Ujjawal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh sir, for detailed explanation about the grammarian, whatever we did wrong or whatever we did good in the grammar, to point out that notes. So as a general evaluator, my third point was that I will evaluate the overall meeting. So as we are about, we have only about 5 minutes left. So quickly I will wrap up my session. So our session started by 9:45. Actually by 9:40 when I have logged in, the Francis was already there. Good one, Francis. And the second thing is that 20 minutes time, it actually helped us to get connected with most of our guests. And apart from that, the bang on thing is the passion Unplugged. That is the another cherry on the cake, you can say, because whatever we do in life, it's all because of the passion. And the most of the thing, I just want to request all of you to please take all the roles one day prior, means like by Saturday night by 8 or 8:30, it's like it should be the final time that we should close all the roles, because in the meeting, in spite of we are connecting and getting get introduction with all the members, we were just checking who can take the roles or not. So that thing, if we can take care of. And apart from that, there are great table topics session by Francis. He has given the 2 quotes, and that 2 quotes only give the different perspective of, because we have total of about 14 people. So 14 different perspective we can get it. That is an entirely a good thing, and a good job, Francis. And yeah, so especially if we think about the tag team, I think we should present everything on the Excel and we should send it in the group, because after the session, if anyone wants to get improve on this, they can see on that and it will be very helpful. Yeah, so this comes to an conclusion of my meeting. Shashidhar, stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal, for such a wonderful, overall comprehensive thing what you have done. So thank you very much for that. And I think I have already talked about the passion Unplugged, and I'm sure that I hope if I have inspired any one of you to take your passion seriously, please, I will be very happy about it. And with that, I end my session of the Toastmasters of the day, and over to Shyamla to if she has anything to say about this and wonderful session all the way. Thank you very much. Over to you, Shyamla.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sashidhar. It was indeed a great session, and it was passion unplugged indeed. So looking forward to an in-person meeting next week, and I'm hoping that everybody can make it in person. So another thing that I would like to just place on record here is the current governing team's term comes to an end by the end of the month. We will be planning elections shortly, and more information regarding that would be sent on the WhatsApp groups. And in the meantime, just get your head around the roles, the leadership roles that each of you would like to take at the club level. And I must say that even though all of us have a lot of things to do, doing something for Toastmasters is very, very meaningful, gives a great sense of gratification given how closely knit the Meadows Toastmasters Club is. So definitely do think about it. The modalities about the what, how, when would be posted soon. And on that note, handing it over to Toastmaster Srinivas for his cheese and picture time.
Thank you very much. And it's been a while since we've taken the picture. Toastmaster Mala and Toastmaster Ragni, would you like to come up on the stage? Yes, we miss the familiar sight, Toastmaster Mala. She's grown up so she's taller now.
Hi, baby.
Toastmaster Vishnu or Ragni, you want to open up your videos for a second?
Actually, my camera is not working.
Okay, Ragni.
Next week we'll meet face to face.
Absolutely, yes, you have to come. Okay, Vishnu. And Shweta.
So I'm gonna exit so that you guys can take the picture.
That's fine. So cheers. Got it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone.
See you next. Bye.